Hello, everyone. This is a big surprise to all of you. Someone who has always inspired us. We have with us the Defense Secretary, Dr. Ajay Kumar. Sir, what are the memories? Let me start with the Bangalore memories and then get on to the.
I think Bangalore for me has memories from my IT days. And when I was in IT, I used to visit Bangalore. And the kind of inspiration Bangalore has provided, I think not only to rest of India but all over the world today. Bangalore is talked about as a second Silicon Valley. It's synonymous to innovation. And I can tell you personally, every time I used to come here for a seminar or a talk, the amount of energy and active participation from the audience has been absolutely amazing. It's the most noteworthy thing was that people here would be so involved and participative in the discussion, so well informed as well. It's been an amazing place. Now, after coming to defense, last few years, Bangalore, I think, apart from all the defense and aerospace industry that Bangalore has, the biggest event is Aero India.
So, Aero India this time under difficult circumstances, yet it has got its own glory and charm as always. What has been the key takeaway for you in the last 2 days?
I think important message that goes to the world is that India is back in business. COVID has put constraints, but that will not stop the country. That will not stop our industry from doing business and delivering their products. I must tell you, I was talking to Lockheed and Tata's recently, and they very proudly told me that in one of their joint ventures from India during 2020, they met all their commitments without any delay, and everything that they wanted to do in 2020 was completed despite COVID. I think this Aero India is about giving that message, and the participation speaks for itself. We have large number of foreign delegations. We have the Indian Ocean region conclave today, and we have an amazingly big participation from Indian industry.
Atmanirbhar Bharat mission, the Make in India movement, it has been there for some time. Uh, are you satisfied with the kind of response the MSMEs and other small time companies now showing in terms of their confidence? Because we have reported many years back, they were not very confident enough to join the aerospace and defense because of various reasons. Has that scenario changed now? Are they ready now to take up challenges, get into the zone?
I am a great believer in the capability of industry to deliver. 4 years back, when we used to talk of setting up electronics industry in the country, the doubtsayers would say, electronics, IT, yes, electronics, no, not for India. And today you see electronics is the fastest growing industry in this country. And I have gone through that journey from day one, the days when there were hardly any company in India. For every industry, there comes a time when that industry has, takes off. And I think it is at that critical threshold right now, the defense and aerospace industry today. The government's political will that has been demonstrated, the policy framework, and the overall effort of industry today gives, there is absolutely no doubt in my mind that next few years will see the upward trend accelerate exponentially.
So, what is the next big step for this movement? What is that you, as a person spearheading all this from behind, what is that you feel the next thing you would want to see?
I think the most important thing is today we are moving from a regime of license based technology transfer based manufacturing to our own indigenous technologies. And that is happening because our own organizations like DRDO, Defense Public Sector Undertakings like HAL, Bell, shipyards, others are doing. But also there is force multiplier from the industry who is participating actively, and today I am aware of several industrial houses who have taken up R&D without asking for orders from the government, and even a bigger force multiplier coming with the participation of startups. And today startups are doing things at fraction of the cost and fraction of the time which has usually been taken by us. Thomas Friedman said, Earth is flat. I will tell you, our startups have made the world of innovation flat.
Okay.
Today, a country which were treated as laggards in technology, we have US and Europe coming and wanting to work with our startups in defense and aerospace. And when I highlight defense and aerospace, I mean to say that it is the leading frontier of technology, because defense and aerospace is invariably working at the latest cutting edge technology for obvious reasons. So in those cutting edge technologies today, we have the leading countries of this world in this domain coming and working with us. And so I think startups have tremendously helped us to leapfrog on the technology curve. And so the point you asked is, I think it's not really about the next big move. I think it's about the mindset, it's about the confidence, and it's about our own self-belief that we can do this to the levels that we want. And I think that's getting demonstrated. That's getting demonstrated in ample evidence, in various ways. Today, you saw yesterday the biggest ever order on fighter plane. The profile of Indian Air Force fighter jets is going to change. For the first time, it will be led by Indian jet, Tejas. You see, on ground we have today Arjun, MBT Arjun Mark II. Recently we gave a big order of 128 tanks of MBT Arjun. First time. Otherwise, all through we have been doing licensed production of tanks. We have today drones and swarms. You saw a swarm on the Army Day by an Indian company, which has come out from the from zero grounds up. So I mean, there are innumerable number of examples. I can keep going on and on, but I think this is what is the major change.
When it comes to deadlines, there have been some areas of concerns. Now, with so much of demand and and all the armed forces now looking within the country, what is that your thought on what should these Indian firms, especially the government companies, do in terms of keeping the deadline that will only inspire the users?
I think that's a fabulous question. I think the next big challenge that we have to address is about being able to speed up the work we do. I mean, with new technologies, with digital technologies, we cannot have long timelines of development production. 3 years later, this thing is moved on, a new technology has come in, and it will be too late after that. One of the constraints there has been testing and trial. And I think we need to make sure that this process gets compressed. One of the steps that we have done in the Defense Acquisition Procedure 2020, which was released in October 20, is to club development and user trials in one step. And that's like one big chunk which has been reduced. We have also provided enabling provisions which allow for third-party certifications being used, so that we don't have to test everything to make sure it is working. There are a lot of accredited third-party evaluators, and we should use their certificates. And this is an area where we are working now, and I've asked the acquisition wing to work on this, is greater use of technology, greater use of software, greater use of simulators for trial and testing, so that we don't have to go to the field situation and wait for summers to change to winters and winters to change to summers to do a trial, which takes a whole lot of time. If we can use more technology, more software for a trial and testing, it will both reduce time and costs, and we'll be able to churn out our products much faster.
Brilliant. Finally, sir, Tejas, nice to see that badge you're wearing, Hamara Tejas. What's your personal take on Hamara Tejas?
It's a proud feeling, and it is. We feel all extremely proud of the fact that today we have a world-class fighter aircraft. As a country, we can be proud of it as being a fourth, fifth nation to have an aircraft of this caliber. We saw it in the air show yesterday. It is capable of doing all kind of maneuvers, anything which a pilot would want. So I think there is nothing better that could be done. We have now, from government, given the biggest order ever given in the history of our domestic industry. But I think I also want to say that this is not the end. This is a great start, great big milestone. But really, we just have to move forward, because, as I said, this is a continuously evolving and developing sector. Today we are reached here, tomorrow we have to reach further. And I think that's where we are moving to AMCA and to the next generation aircraft.
Finally, what is that one thing you want to tell young aerospace budding engineers and scientists wanting to join armed forces, India's defense sector?
So, I think Indian Armed Forces would like to welcome new armed force, modernized armed force is technology savvy, is hugely technology dependent. And all of you technology lovers who would like to see career in armed forces, I think there are tremendous opportunities which will give you both the discipline and the opportunity to grow as a human being, opportunity to serve the nation, as well as do technology of the latest types anywhere in the world.
Thank you so much, sir. It's been always a pleasure talking to you, reading your tweets. You have really opened up the communication channels. That's why we are able to communicate to the world in a better way. Thank you so much and all the best, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.